Hey folks, alright, just a quick recap on what's coming up for the final quiz for the term. So quiz 6, the usual drill, it'll be available from 7 to 7 Nanaimo time on December 4th. You've got 50 minutes anywhere in that 12 hours to complete it. As usual, questions are randomly ordered. Some questions have multiple variations, and once you finish a question, you can't go back. It's pretty much covering everything we've done in the course for the first 12 weeks. Mostly it's either written answer or code answer for this one. So it's a half dozen questions, slightly longer answers, 5 to 10 marks each for the usual 42 marks total. What this is really focused on, of course, is the recent material. So code inspections, that might involve looking at some code, or it might involve discussion of different aspects of code inspections, planning them and whatnot. There'll be a section there on deployment. So what are the processes and things you have to think about when you're going through and actually releasing a product or an update, a patch, an upgrade, whatever it might be. Some discussion of internationalization and localization. And so that can be some discussion, and it could also be looking a bit at the C locale library. Obviously, we didn't do a whole lot with that, so code question might be pretty brief, but it's certainly something you should be ready for. Unicode. We did a little bit more in terms of code with this one, so you should be okay with the use of Unicode in Bash and in C++. So again, there might be discussion question, there might be coding style questions on that. And then the fun and joy of human-computer interaction, so there could be some discussion questions on that. And then specifically how we applied that, so the use of zenity with Bash, or the use of GTK with C++. So again, those could very well be coding style questions. Obviously, if we're looking at a half dozen questions, they couldn't be more than 10 or 15 minutes long, so it's got to be kind of limited in scope for something like that. We couldn't get too horribly nasty with the GTK side of things, we didn't do all that many different examples of options to work with in zenity, but again, there can be some coding style questions crop up with that. So those would be the topics to be prepared for. Again, half dozen questions, 42 marks total, and the usual format. The rules are the same as they have been recently. This has to be your own work. It's open book, but you're not allowed to ask anybody for help or offer anybody help on the questions themselves, or accept help from somebody else on the questions. So, usual idea, no communication with other people. It's fine to look things up, no communication though. And then the usual collection of text links. If you're having trouble with either VIULearn or some of the technology to get connected in general. But since this is the last quiz of the term, I'm assuming most folks have pretty much got that nailed down by now. Let's see, so that is the plan for the final quiz.